Have you ever lived somewhere that made you wish for more? A place that helped shape who you are ever if you wanted to live? Hi, I'm John Raven D. Madrid from BSMT 3-6. The novel I'll be talking about today is The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cesteros. A novel about growing up, finding your own voice, and realizing that where you come from is a part of you. The whole novel starts because of a great feeling of sadness and let down. The story is about a young girl, Esperanza Cordero, whose family finally moves into a house on Mango Street in Chicago. This moment, Esperanza should be happy, but felt very disappointed. It's not the nice, big house they always talk about. It's small, old, broken, and ugly. This place quickly makes Esperanza feel shame and strong-willed to change her life. She is tired of being a girl whose family lives on the street that looks bad. She quickly decides that she must have a better life. Identity she picks for herself, one that doesn't carry the weight of being poor or the sadness of her name. As Esperanza gets older, she looks closely at the people around her, especially the women. These women are just the people in her life. They are examples of the life that she must avoid. She meets her best friend Rachel and Lucy, who share her games and childhood fun. But the older girls show her the hard reality of the street. She watches Maureen, who waits for a man who will take her away. She sees Mamacita, who won't leave her apartment because she is too afraid to speak English, making her a prisoner in her own home. Esperanza notices how clever women like Minerva, who writes poems and stuck with bad marriages, and having to do house chores. Their dreams are on hold, only coming out in sad and private moments. The clearest example is her friend Sally. Sally is a pretty girl and tries to get away from her strict father, but she ends up marrying an older man. Esperanza sees Sally trade one laughter for another. This makes Esperanza realize that simply moving away does not mean you are free. True freedom must come from inside. The fight is not about moving. It's an inside battle for who she is and her right to choose. The question for Esperanza is, how can I leave the poorness and the strict clothes of Mango Street and get a better life without cutting ties with the people who raised me? She fights the idea that women must be quiet, waiting by the window for a man to save them. She wants to be a woman who is strong and in charge of her own life and body. She realizes that her real home is not a building, but the stories that she can tell. By using her voice to write about the sadness and strength of Mango Street, she turns bad feeling into art. Writing becomes her escape, her power, and her new solid home. Three wise, strange women, the three sisters, tell her she will leave the Mango Street. They give her a rule. When you leave, you must remember to come back for the others. Esperanza accepted this job. She realizes her greatest strength is not forgetting her past, but in using it. She will use her success to help her community. The final chapter is a quiet, strong answer. She knows she can never truly disconnect from the street. It made her stories, her dreams, and her character. She stated her final promise. I am going to come back for the ones who cannot act. This changed from a girl who was ashamed of her home to a writer who promises to return through her powerful stories is the book's best lesson of her strength and helping others. This novel is important because it shows us that your history is not a way to get rid of, but a strong base from which your strength and unique story grow. It teaches us that finding your voice is the first, most important step towards freedom and choice. In the end, Esperanza teaches us that living is not the end. It's the start finding your own power and using it to help others. That's why The House on Mango Street is a story that you won't forget and a promise that is forever. That's all. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.